Well, I mean, I said I'd do a video about depression and specifically male depression, and this is it. This is the one. I have suffered with depression in the past to the extent that 20 odd years ago I did try to take my own life. I sat behind my bike, started up in the garage. I went into the garage, started my bike, sat behind it, and just sat there waiting for whatever would happen. And I'll say thankfully now, a neighbour heard the bike running, saw the door was shut, and knows that that's pretty unusual. Tapped on the garage door, didn't get an answer, opened the garage door and dragged me out. Now, that ain't a good way to go. I mean, my eyes were steaming and stinging, and it just wasn't a good way to go. But just like this video you're watching, living life and dealing with depression is a journey. It has a start, it has a middle, and it has an ending. Now, the problem is, at the time, I didn't have anyone to speak to. I didn't have anyone to speak to. I went to the doctor. I'll tell you what it was, because you know it's 20 odd years ago. My ex-wife, who has sadly passed away now, but my ex-wife was an alcoholic, and I mean full-blown, every day, every minute alcoholic. And I just couldn't deal with that. But I went to the doctor, and the doctor's advice to me was that I should go to Alcoholics Anonymous. Now, for me, that was probably the worst advice you could ever have given me, because I didn't see that I had the problem. The only problem I could see was with my wife, because it was affecting everybody around us. It wasn't just affecting me, her. It was affecting the two boys that I was bringing up. I mean, every 6 or 7 weeks, I think it was, she'd go into hospital with pancreatitis, and she'd stay there for a week or a week and a bit, and then in that time I'd be running around and back and forth to the hospital, as well as working full time and looking after the two boys, who were one was a teenage boy and the other one was at junior school. So I arranged it with my boss that I could take the kid to school and pick him up in the afternoons, and they're very, very good at that, very good about it. So I was all right, but it took a major operation for my ex-wife to stop drinking, or what I believe stop drinking, because once she was fine, I won't go into the details of the operation, but she was 8 hours under the knife, so to speak. Like I said, I won't go into the details of this, but as soon as she came out and was ready to continue with normal life, she didn't need me anymore. I'd stopped loving her. I really had, because I don't think I was loving her, because I'd fell out of love with her because of the arguing and the constant fighting that was going on. Sometimes physical. She'd attack me sometimes. I mean, life was complete shit. But anyway, after she had the operation, she came out, and I remember going out one night and thinking, that's it, I'm done. I don't need to be here anymore. And I left the next morning and never ever went back. Never ever went back. That was the first time I had to deal with depression. The next time was when I was injured, when I hurt my back. Now, just like the video, the journey is continuing. It's start, stop, and there's all these just things in the way stopping you getting from where you're going. But anyway, my next dose of that was when I was injured. I couldn't work anymore as much as I wanted to. I did try it. It didn't work, so I had to give up totally. Well, as a working man and a fairly old-fashioned man, I couldn't deal with that. I just thought, I am useless as an individual. I can't contribute towards my family. I can't contribute towards life, really. So I just felt useless. And the suicidal thoughts came back. Don't deny that. And I didn't keep that a secret from my now wife, who I love dearly. No doubt about that. But I couldn't keep it a secret anymore from her that I just didn't want to be around. I didn't feel the need to be around. I didn't feel like I was needed to be around. You look at your wall around you, and more likely you're going to have pictures of relatives on your wall that aren't here anymore. I've got my nan and my granddad, my great gran, and there's my mum on the walls, not with us anymore, and all these people that are not here. And that's how I thought about it. When I go, I'll just be another picture on the wall. And that's how I justified to myself that I don't need to be here. Went to the doctors. Doctor was very, very good. Gave me a number to ring and encouraged me to talk to people. I went to a psychiatrist who was going to deal with my problem, and she kind of did, but kind of didn't, and it was a strange progression. It was a bit like going through the town centre now. I was going in the right direction, but there was all this going on around me. I didn't quite know where I still fitted or if I still fitted, but I did know something, and it was the most important thing I had to learn throughout the whole process. And it wasn't something that she taught me so much. It was something that she gave me. And what she gave me was, she gave me somewhere to go and listen. She gave me someone who was going to listen to me. She wasn't related. She wasn't a friend. She didn't, know me or as such. She didn't know my background or whatever. But she listened. When I went to sit in front, I had about, five sessions, I think, if you call it 5 sessions with this psychiatrist. And I didn't want to go anymore because I didn't think I was getting anything out of it, because I thought I realised, or I think I realised, what the whole plan is. And if you are depressed, if you are a man, woman, and you're depressed about anything, the secret of surviving this depression is really, really simple. It's to go and get help. It's that simple. Have something that triggers in your mind that that's it. I need to sit down and talk to someone. Even if it's your doctor, you've got to go and speak to them, because they are there for you. And there are people there for you. And you have to do it. Now, my depression isn't finished. And I don't think it'll ever be finished because of the way I am. I'm getting worse by the day physically. And as a result, mentally, you do get worse by the day. But I do know that there is somebody I could pick the phone up and speak to. There is somebody that I can go and sit down in front of. And that's the important thing. So wherever you are, whatever situation you're in, there is always someone to speak to in one way or another. And the way I'm going to finish this video is that someone is just like refueling. You drive in, you refuel, and carry on.